Early in the morning.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and I'm back with another episode of Love Island. This episode was good, man. It was interesting. Overall, this season's been okay. That's why I haven't really been dropping videos consistently over the last week, because the episodes just ain't really been engaging me. I haven't wanted to do them. But last night's episode, even though I didn't do the video yesterday, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna do this video tomorrow because there's things we need to talk about. So let's get straight into this video, man. Like the video for me, hit the bell to be notified for me. Please press that subscribe button for me. Road to 50k. You done know the thing. You already know the vibes. So I've still got sleep and muku and eye boogers in my eyes, man. You know them ones there. But there was a lot of things that annoyed me this episode, if I'm being real. If I'm being honest. And the day before yesterday's episode. Even though I didn't do a video on it, I did watch the episode. And I was just pissed off, to be honest, thinking, what is this? Like, what's that? What? I can't remember what happened now, actually. It was all about just Anton speaking to Georgia Harrison, and then that kind of, I don't know, trying to angle himself as like the favourite there, and how he saved her, and then everyone's being dramatic about the voting, and then Kaz, I mean, I know everyone, like all the content creators and people on Twitter and stuff, they were all like, I don't know about Twitter actually, but people were riding for Kaz, and I didn't actually see much difference between Toby and Anton, if I'm being honest, what they did. Yeah, they're friends, Kaz, but Toby still wanted brownie points by telling Kaz the same way Anton did. I don't know, the whole episode was just a bit long, to be honest. I wasn't impressed with a lot of people in this episode as well. But anyway, let's get straight into this, man, because I feel like my opinion's gonna be different from some people still. But either way, is what it is, each to their own, innit? So, episode starts with Georgia H crying over Casey because he hasn't spoken to her. I'm just over Georgia H, if I'm being honest with you, bro. Like the girl is, I don't know what she's doing here. She claims she had deep connection with Josh, and she claims she's now got a deep connection with Casey, and then because they're not really interested in her, she starts feeling insecure. I understand that. I understand where insecurities can arise, but I'm just the whole narrative around Georgia is just boring me. So she's actually talking to Georgia S about the whole situation, and Casey actually walks over, and she's just being really dramatic, man. She's like, I thought we really cared about each other, and you just ghosted me, and this, that, and the other. And he's like, no. What are you talking about? You're making it out like I was just cold and this, that, and the other. Now, I don't really know who to believe, because we know Casey ain't that honest from his season. Yeah, you have to remember, he was quite good at bending the truth. I just know Georgia H was being so dramatic, but his facial expressions were really showing that he believes he wasn't in the wrong. So I'm in this example, I'm leaning towards Lord Farquaad, if I'm being honest with you, Lord Farquaad. So I actually thought it was Lord Farquaad. I was trying to correct my mum yesterday, but I think it's Lord Farquaad. I've been calling him Farquaad for years with a D. But either way, and he's basically saying, I did really care about you. You know, stop making it out that I was really cold, etc., etc. You got the impression that there was something more underneath the surface, and we do get that later in the episode. And we find out what it was that kind of put him off. But either way, we'll get to that. She was like, I feel like you just owed me more. I just got off, especially as I just got off a 14-hour flight in economy. What? All right. Oh no. She had to fly economy. No, you had to join the rest of the population. Oh, damn it. You're just like the rest of us. Big shame. And the reality is, Georgia, you are just like the rest of us. And I do think she is a little bit wrapped up in this celebrity world, if I'm being honest with you, because the very first episode, cast your minds back to the very first episode of All Stars, they were talking about what type of person they want to settle down with. And she made it very clear that she wanted to, she really wanted to settle with a celebrity to match her lifestyle, because she was basically claiming that she's a celebrity. You know, because I'm a celebrity, I need to be with like someone who's a celebrity type shit. Like, bro, like she literally is not a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know where she thinks. I don't know that whole economy. Why was that even a factor? Sophie and Josh speak, and she basically says that she had a conversation with Chris. She's happy to close it off with Chris and happy to focus on Josh. Josh doesn't actually share the same sentiment. He says that while he's happy with Sophie, he's still open to getting to know someone if someone's prepared to talk to him, e.g. Joanna in this example, right? Joanna. Have you noticed some of these men, like Chris, this guy likes lighties, you know? First he's DMing Sophie and trying it with Sophie, didn't work. Then he DM'd Joanna after that first lighty didn't work, so now he's DMing Joanna, and then now he's pursuing Joanna. I'm thinking, right, like Joanna and Chris speak, and they've got decent banter. She's trying to find out the 411, and he's basically saying, listen, I've tried, we're in here, I have tried, I'm 33. If I'm gonna get with someone, I essentially do want marriage. And I do believe him. I don't get the impression that Chris is like an F-boy. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't really get the impression that he's here. Yeah, he's probably here to boost his fame and profile, but I don't think at his age, his personality type, I don't really think he's here for just for games, innit? I do think at his age, he probably does want to take someone more serious. So best of luck to him. And then she starts talking about how she wants personality over looks. Yeah, I don't really see anything wrong with that. I don't think she was alluding to the fact that he's ugly or something, because he's not. Clearly, like, objectively, he's not an ugly person. So yeah, I don't think she was alluding to that at all. I think she was just saying how like, yeah, she goes for personality more than like looks these days. So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Josh and Tom speak and he basically just explains the Sophie situation and there's not really much to talk about there. Then the game comes around, yeah, and guys, the main point I want to talk about in the game, yeah, is just this whole argument, the whole beef, yeah. I don't really care about all the other stuff about never have I ever and blah, 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 blah. But Georgia drinks because someone asked her, has anyone been heartbroken by anyone in the villa? And she drinks and she doesn't want to elaborate. The camera keeps panning to Casey to allude to the fact that it's Casey. It could easily be Josh. It could, knowing this girl, knowing this Georgia H girl, it could be anyone in there. She could have had issue with anyone in there and got heartbroken. You know, anyone's there, so it could have been anyone. But I think they're alluding to the fact that it was probably Casey. But either way, I think that's what then triggers this beef, this argument. It all stems from Georgia bringing up what Anton said. Now guys, I ain't gonna lie to you, even though I watched the episode the day before yesterday, I can't remember verbatim, word for word, what Anton actually said. So the whole beef, the whole argument, I didn't really know what was going on because I didn't really know who was right. They were all saying one thing. He's saying this person, someone saying this bullshit, you're saying this is, and Georgia's saying this, and Anton saying, no, I didn't bring up Anna, and you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really, I'm sure you lot in the comments will let me know who you side with and who you thought. But if you want my real honest opinion, guys, my very genuine opinion, I wasn't impressed with anyone. I certainly wasn't impressed with Georgia. I wasn't impressed with Anton, Josh, and I wasn't impressed with Kaz. I don't like how Kaz walked away. Yeah, you can argue that no one let her get a word in edgeways and but the way Kaz was shaking her head like she knew what the story was. Kaz, you're the same as Georgia. You both got told what the story was. You both didn't know. You weren't there in the convo. So I didn't really like how Kaz was like, no, like shaking her head like she knew what had happened in the voting process when Kaz, my love, you were exactly the same as Georgia. You just got fed information. So you're both in the same boat. And the way they were just getting so stressy, it was actually really pissing me off. Because bro, it is a game. Someone has to get the vote. But no one was listening at the logic. No one was listening at the mindset. Just because, if I'm in the villa, yeah, again, I'm just too real though. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not built like these lot. So if I was in the villa, yeah, and I found out who voted for me, I swear down, yeah, I wouldn't even, it's water off a duck's back, bro. I don't care. Because it's like, oh yeah, true. You know what? I'm not really in the strongest group. I'm not really in the strongest couple. I understand the logic. Oh, you know what? I've tried with this girl in week 1. Cam tried with this girl in week 2. It didn't really work. Fair enough. If you want to send Cam home, I understand. Logic's there. Like, bro, but these lot are taking it so personally, especially Georgia, very insecure. Georgia is extremely insecure. She needs to carry on doing her spirituality retreat because that girl's got a lot to unpack in her mind, innit? Obviously, she's been traumatized as well. I ain't gonna downplay what Steve Bear did to her. I'm sure that was very traumatic for her. Very traumatic for her. But other than that, she's very insecure. And she just kept banging on and harping on about, you know, it really was, it's all about me. You wanted to send me home. Like, just because you wanted to send me home, it doesn't mean I dislike you. It's just because someone has to go. And this person's probably in a stronger couple, whatever. Stop taking it so fucking personally. And that is the same for Kaz, if I'm being honest as well. You know, Kaz was saying the same thing, talking about, oh yeah, no, trying to get a word in, saying, no, Georgia, no, what you're not understanding is that actually it was me in the bottom two and Hannah about this and the other. And then she's taking it mad personal, and she was basically saying that, oh no, it was actually Anton that wanted to get me gone and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, bro, it's a game. And then Kaz decides to walk off. I just don't like that, man. You know, Kaz, I love you, Kaz, but I don't really play all that, man. It was all dramatic. It was too dramatic for me. And Amanda were basically saying, that's bullshit, that's bullshit. I didn't know what was real. Then Josh comes up and says, listen, you want me to be honest, because I'm the only one that don't talk shit here. You were in the bottom 3, you were in the bottom 3, and it was Hannah, Georgia, and fucking you were in the bottom 3, all 3 of them. I don't see nothing wrong with that, to be honest. And then Molly starts piping up saying, because when Kaz walks away, because Molly tried thinking, Molly did 2 + 2 and got 5, bro. Because Kaz walked away, Molly assumed there was a cause and effect. Yeah, she assumed that Kaz walked away because what Josh said. But it wasn't because of what Josh said, it was actually mainly because of what Georgia had been saying. And the fact that Georgia wasn't really acknowledging what Kaz was feeling and whatnot. Molly's like, oh, why would you say that? Oh, why would you say that? Who cares about the bottom 3? Why would you say that when she's sitting right there? Yeah, so was Georgia. So, you know what I'm saying? They were all sitting there, apart from Hannah, obviously, she'd already been dumped off. So yeah, I thought the whole argument was a mess. I thought I wasn't on anyone's side. I was completely neutral in this. But I like the fact that Kaz called out Georgia, because if you're not happy with someone, then call them out, innit? And that's what Kaz said. She said, I thought you were rude. I thought you were insensitive to the way I feel. And if you want me to be honest, I'm insensitive to the way both of them feel, because both of them were being way too dramatic. They were doing way too much. They took the voting way too serious, and it just wasn't that deep. It just weren't that deep. Anton telling Georgia in that yesterday's episode, or day before yesterday's episode, what had been said and logic and rah. That was pathetic as well, Anton. And I probably would have given you donut of the day for that move. Georgia then starts crying over Casey again, because basically Casey decides to pull Molly, right? So there's a whole narrative now in the episode about friends and sharing girls and this, that, and the other. Now, I understand both of their point of view. I understand Molly's point of view. And everyone clearly was thinking the same thing. Like, right, he's pulling his best friend's girl. It's his brethren's girl. Rah. First things first, they're not together. They've known each other 3 or 4 days. So like, I understand Tom's motive. Tom ain't one of them guys that grafts skills like that. Do you understand? He gets it given to him on a plate. So if his best friend has come into the villa, right, and he's only just met Molly, he's not gonna stand in his best friend's way. I actually understand that. I think man them will understand that more than girls, and I don't think they like that. Because women like intent. So okay, so they're not gonna like the fact that, okay, well, we're talking. So why are you gonna whore me out to your, pimp me out to your best friend? I don't think it's like that. I think Tom did explain it well when he said that it's just like, who am I to stand in your way? If it was someone else, I wouldn't be like, I would be like, fuck off, innit? But I get that, innit? I really do. But at the same time, I do understand Molly's point of view. She's getting to know him and she's thinking, what, you're trying to pimp me out? I don't really get it. What, do you not really like me that much? Is it a reflection of your, you know what I'm saying? So both things can be true. I don't think it's that deep. But while this is going on, George is crying. Oh, what? Imagine coming into the villa and having an opportunity with me, and you pulling your best mate's bird, and you're like, well, bro, actions speak louder than words, innit? Clearly, he ain't interested, bro. The same way, Josh, you had your little fling, and Georgia clearly gets head over heels too quickly. She gets invested too quickly, and when it doesn't go, when it goes tits up, she's one of those people that are very, like, she'll block you. You know them ones there. I don't deal with girls like that at all. Like, so it's just like, come on, bro. You're too serious. You know what I'm saying? You're too kind of uptight and like just blocking, man. And again, we don't know the context around it, but we found out a big part of it anyway. But she just thinks it's pathetic that she's second best to someone who's got a man already, basically, in Molly. Anyway, the next morning comes around and Anton, Callum, and Sophie talk about Callum being in a good place with G. And somewhat being the first closed off couple when they're in a good space. Obviously, I've lost a lot of respect for him. I like him as a person, but I've lost a lot of respect. He the spirit of, what's my man called? Tanya and Shaq. The spirit of Shaq lives on. Shaq was just getting mugged off left, right, and centre. And that spirit has transitioned into Callum. Man's kissing her neck and stuff after she said that they don't have sexual chemistry. Like, he's really trying to change the narrative. But either way, they're somewhat in a good place. And I do believe after that episode, yeah, they probably did go from strength to strength, Georgia and Callum, that is, yeah. Then the camera pans to Toby. He's talking about anaerobics, right? And he's basically saying, yeah, that Antarctica is make or break with her. They're at crossroads. I was getting this sense already, because there hasn't been much camera on Toby and arachnophobia over the last couple of episodes, and I was thinking to myself, is he really serious with her? Because they literally had a little sexual fling. Yeah, she just rode it for a bit or whatever last year while she had a boyfriend, because the girl just seems to like all these young boys when she's got a man. But anyway, either way, he says, listen, I'm at crossroads. Are we gonna take it serious, or is it just gonna fall off here? Like, what are we really on? My man, out of nowhere, TK, out of nowhere, he brings up Georgia. We all know, yeah, that anyone that he has a fling with, it's not going to go anywhere serious. And I think he's now come to this conclusion that out of the 2 girls he's had a fling with, he just rather prefer Georgia over supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Ella. You know what I'm saying? And then Chris tries to do up good you, like, yeah, well, if you pursue Georgia, I think you should take it serious because it would be unfair if you did it again, like, rah, rah. I'm like, bro, shut up, man. Like, just stay out of their business. I don't think it's unfair. It's not like Georgia's like trying to lock off with anyone, like, and be settled down now and all that. Like, she's literally said multiple times, yeah, she wants the next boyfriend to be her last, but who doesn't? But she said multiple times that she's scared of commitment. Oh, does it not scare you? Does it not scare you? Read between the lines, guys. She's scared to lock it off with one person, like a lot of us in this generation now, do you know what I'm saying? So, Chris, mind your business, basically. Chris and Joanna speak, and she's basically talking about how, yeah, she's not really touchy at first, but she wants to get, like, all this stuff, And I think it's obvious that out of the 2 people she's drawn to, Chris and Josh, the main difference, she wants to see intent. She wants to see action. Josh hasn't pulled her. While he said, yeah, I'm open, he's doing it, he's playing political games, Josh. He's trying to do what Georgia did with the Tom situation, we're just trying to maneuver, we're saying, listen, I'm still open, but I can't really pull you because I don't want to piss off Sophie, and you're gonna have to pull me. So he's trying to get to know Joanna, but not, you know what I'm saying? Too many games. Yeah, you have to say and do things with your chest in this villa. That's why she's leaning towards Chris, because Chris is the one that's making it known. But Josh ain't. If Josh was making it more known, I think Chris would probably take another L, if I'm being honest. But yeah, them lot are just fighting over their little lighties, ain't they? Battle of the lighties. Casey and Kaz speak, and bro, I don't even know, like, what are we doing here? I'm not even gonna entertain this. What black girl did he couple up with in his season last year? I can't remember, but it was all BS. Don't even try to convince me that he's got a little experimentation in him, or he's a fetish or something. He ain't. Him coupling up with Kaz at the end says a lot about how much he doesn't like Georgia, if I'm being honest with you. That's what it says, not how much he likes Kaz. Let's be real here. It's not, of course, it's not impossible for him to like Kaz. Kaz is beautiful, she's got a great personality. Of course, it's not flipping out of this world for him to like Kaz. This is not a reflection of Kaz. This is a reflection of the people that they bring into the villa, and man like Lord Farquhar. You know what I'm saying? Man, come on, bro. Like, all the girls he goes with, they ain't of the African Caribbean descent, bro. Let's be real here. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, let's be real. But that being said, they are having a bit of good ban. And Kaz missed a great opportunity to banter him fully. A great opportunity. Because basically he's talking about, if my balls got bit by a snake or my dick got bit by a snake, would you suck out the venom, etc, etc, etc. And she's like, she says the right answer. She said, nah. Like, she starts running jokes like, R.I.P. Casey, it was nice to know you, etc, etc. And I thought she was about to say, because she goes, I would get Tom. Because I thought she was about to say, I'll get Tom to suck it out since you man are like fruit saladons, you know what I'm saying? You man are on that, you get me? That's what I actually thought she was going to say, but she missed the boat. She missed the opportunity to land a proper good bit of bants. But she says, I'll go and get Tom or something, to say something about get your final last words or something. Yeah, that joke didn't hit the same still. But yeah, big up you, man. Yeah, Josh and Joanna speak, and she just wants him to move her, but he doesn't. Or rather, we spoke about this. Casey and Georgia H speak. They finally clear the air, right? And she's so insecure, man. It is a bit like, it's a bit annoying to watch, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I empathise with insecurities, but like, it's just, doesn't mean I have to like it. It's annoying. And he basically explains, he's like, do you want me to be honest with what it was that kind of put me off a little bit? So then Casey finally grows a pair of balls, I mean, he should have said, if this was the real reason, why would you not just say this? Man's acting like this was some big government top secret. You know, everyone's there, like, red button, if I tell you I've got to kill you type shit. Like, bro, it wasn't even that deep, really and truly. But like, you could have said this. You could have said this months ago when she was heartbroken then. But either way, he basically says, George, I ain't gonna lie to you. The reason was because I'm not a spiritual guy. That's an amber flag in itself, to be honest. But he goes, I'm not a spiritual guy. You basically said that you saw my granddad. You basically saw my granddad, and you said that my granddad came to you when you were on this retreat, and like my dead granddad, you saw him, and you said that his presence was there, and that he's there for me or something like that. And she's trying to justify that, sometimes when you're spiritual, like you can really feel things and like, bro, I was really cringing at the whole thing, not because of her spirituality. Like, I actually really respect that about her, going to the spiritual retreat and all that. Like, I know people like that who tap into that, who believe that they can feel things from the other side. Like, I'm friends with people that have that, they're very sensitive to energy, so they believe that they can feel things from the other side and whatnot. I'm a bit up in the air of how much of that I really believe myself. I'm not shutting the door on it at all, but I don't know I'm open-minded to the possibility of it. So I'm more than happy for her to believe that, but my man's clearly not on that. So he's like, right, like, you said you saw my granddad, and that kind of threw me off a little bit, and it kind of, that's a bit much for me, like, I'm not really spiritual, and like, even though I was laughing, I did get a little bit of embarrassment for Georgia, because, I don't know, like, it felt like they were mugging her off a little bit. It just felt like he was mugging her off a little bit. But I don't think there's anything wrong with having that spiritual side of you. But yeah, apparently that was the reason why. And as I said, I think he could have said that before. I don't think it was a real secret. Eventually, clearly after that, he fizzled out and didn't really want to speak to her as much, and he would reply to some things, and then it would take long, and she got insecure about it and started crying about it, and then blocked him. No, you know the bit that killed me? He said, oh yeah, you said that you spoke to my granddad and that he wishes me well. That's like the go-to spiritual line. That's always the go-to line. Oh, who has a nan in this building? And you have a nan, and her name begins with A, B, C, D, 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 and is it Dana, Diana, Debbie, 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 yeah, okay, Debbie, and Debbie wishes you well. You know the ones there, like, they always hit you with that. But Toby and Georgia speak, and again, this came out of left field, and he's trying to open up the possibility of Georgia, and she's just saying that Toby just ain't serious, man. The guy ain't serious. He really ain't serious. He ain't serious. He's just not a serious guy when it comes to this like relationship stuff or whatever. The good thing about Toby though is when he starts to feel something, he will act on it, and I respect that. So I understand why he got called the villain in his own season, but it's because not many people are built like him in the sense that the ability to, if you're not happy with something, the ability to change it or want to change it. So either way, she just starts saying how she's always got a place in her heart for Tobes, and they're having a bit of bants there and whatever. Not much to report on. Anyway, the recoupling comes. Casey chooses Kaz, right? As I said, this fake ass narrative, I'm not gonna get behind it. Georgia H was clearly distraught. Distraught, wow, mad. Anyway, Joanna chooses Chris. Tom chooses Molly, obviously, and says that his head won't turn. Anton then starts dropping this spiel. This guy, I've never seen a guy, don't get me wrong, it's cute, it was nice, but I've never seen a guy, I've never seen a guy try to worm his way back in with a girl that doesn't want him so badly. Like, man's talking about, oh yeah, she's a beautiful girl. This girl is funny, and I love the spiritual side of her. I can't get it right. I can say some words, but I can't get it right still. He's basically saying that he loves the spiritual side to her and this, that, and like, really, I mean, I don't know, I thought to myself, why is he saying that? I mean, that must have come out behind the scenes or something, you know, no one's there for him to say that, but yeah, so he chooses Georgia, and she's crying, Joanna's crying. It was a cute speech. Clearly she's overwhelmed emotionally, and I think I actually think Georgia should give Anton a chance, to be honest. And the fact that she still friend zoned him, it says all you need to know, man. She's got no interest in my man. The only guy that's probably a real man and the person that won't fuck her around. And Toby then stands up and he's talking about this girl's beautiful, I love the way she carries herself, and Arachnophobia is sitting there or standing there going, you know, smiling and yeah, I was there like, thank you, darling. And he goes, oh, I'm gonna run with the opportunity. And then my man says, fortune favors the brave. And a couple people are like, hey, what do you mean by that? You know, everyone's there. And he chooses Georgia. And everyone's like, what? You know what? Big up Toby, man. We needed this for the dramas. Callum, you need to... Callum's too comfy. And I think he needs to be reminded that Georgia ain't just for him. And I'll be very interested to see how Georgia reacts, because if I'm being honest, her knee-jerk reaction, she wasn't that impressed. She said to Toby's face to face, you know, I think I was really hurt with the situation. You know, I wasn't really interested in getting to know anyone else. You were, so I was hurt. And I do think she kind of closed the book on him. So when she got chose, she actually just walked over to him, looked in his eyes, and just sat down. But in my heart of hearts, I think she's happy. In my heart of hearts, I think she's happy. Her ego got stroked. She knows to know that the boy she liked at the beginning still kind of wants to get to know her. She is going to be gleaming on the inside. But we'll see how she reacts going forward. Will she give Toby the time of day, or will she carry on with Callum? Because you have to bear in mind, her and Callum are like cuddling and kissing and this, that. So what energy is she going to give to Tobes? Who knows? Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you lot at the next episode. I'll drop the next episode probably tomorrow afternoon, because I'm going to be out this evening. I'm out this evening at my friend's house with a gang. You know, reuniting with a gang. It's been a while still, so I'll probably get the video done. Actually, maybe tomorrow morning still. Anyway, see you tomorrow.